It's important the gay community don't jump down these companies' throats.
It's not a choice that we have when we wake up and say we're gay.
This was the birth of gay liberation. This is the city that gave birth to a movement that spread around the world.
Well, they should learn that we went to hell so they could have their rights.
Pride has been co-opted by fucking bullshit capitalism.
Here in New York, 50 years ago, queer people fought the police in order to try and vindicate gay rights. As you can see behind me, millions of people have gathered here for World Pride.
Pride returns to the city that gave birth to a global movement for equality. But not everyone is happy. Some people are worried that the original reason for the celebration has been forgotten. People marching for queer liberation think that police and big corporations should have no place at Pride celebrations. We went to New York to find out from both sides.
The mood today is incredible. There's so much love and so much spirit, and there's so many people who are learning or who are proud of who they are, who want to pay tribute to what our forefathers went through at Stonewall. Bringing people to New York, to the place where it all happens, not only symbolizes what it's about, but also gives birth and a certain type of historical context to the gay movement. Under Obama, gay rights went catapulting forward, and because Trump is looking for every type of loophole, gay rights in the United States are receding.
I'm a bartender at Stonewall. I've been there on and off for 50 years. I was 30 years old the day of the rebellion. I'm still working there 3 days a week. Well, they should learn that we went to hell so they could have their rights. Everybody always asked me, were you afraid? I said, no, I was having fun. I never broke a window. I never set a police car on fire. The police were afraid. They were barricaded in the bar with a few drag queens, a few lesbians dressed as men. And we were outside having a time around, pulling parking meter, shaking it, pulling it out of the ground, and use it as a battering ram, breaking the lock on a paddy wagon so everybody could escape. We didn't figure there were going to be gay rights, gay pride parades, anything like that. After the first parade in 1971, we figured it was over. And who knew that 50 years later, we're celebrating 50 years of Stonewall, World Pride.
It's really a pivotal moment for the city of New York. It's 50 years after the Stonewall uprising. It's a watershed moment for New York City and for the world to really commemorate an important milestone in our LGBTQ history. And it's really an opportunity for us to reclaim our equality and to talk about why it's so important for everyone on the LGBTQ plus spectrum to feel equal, to feel accepted. Any straight person probably has a gay relative or a gay friend, and I think the best way they can support the community is to respect them, to try to understand them. It's not a choice that we have when we wake up and say we're gay. It's something we're born with. Corporate America has allowed us to get to where we are today, and they have pumped a lot of money into supporting LGBTQ rights and raising millions of dollars to support our cause. So I think they should be commended for the role that they play in helping promote diversity.
At Virgin, our most, and I'm not dismissing non-gay people, but most of our most creative people are gay. Obviously, running Virgin Records, people like Boy George, we had a lot of brilliant artists who were overtly gay and created, wonderful music, wonderful songs. I think those companies that are maybe doing it slightly window dressing and saying, we're gay friendly. At least it's a step in the right direction. Back in their company, they're going to have to then act like they're talking. If people talk ahead of themselves, they've then got to catch up and make it a reality. So I think it's important the gay community don't jump down these companies' throats. I mean, the companies that do nothing, they're the ones that perhaps deserve to be criticized.
The original Stonewall movement, it was a riot. It wasn't a parade. It was a
It
rebellion.
was a black transsexual sex worker throwing bricks at cops, and now cops are parading around the fucking capitalized parade.
It's a huge contradiction.
Yeah.
There's no movement that's being gained from that.
Some people might not view taking advantage of corporate sponsors as a bad thing because it does give people a platform, but the problem with that is It's these companies that are really cashing into the queer experience for performativity and profit because it's now mainstream and popular to be queer. But when it comes to these corporations, for when these same people were being murdered in the streets, an entire generation of people that was killed by AIDS, and their government wasn't willing to acknowledge that, those corporations turned a blind eye. They weren't there in the beginning, and they're still not willing to go further.
People of color, trans women of color are dying in these streets and persecuted every fucking day. And the cops are gonna show up here to march it out with pride? No, fuck you.
Because I think there's an inherent lack of trust with not only the police, but also these corporate sponsors that are intertwined with each other. And no, we don't believe you. We don't trust you because you weren't there for us when we needed, and you're still not there for us in a way that we actually need you.